So when's a good time to stop your microdosing protocol? Some of you might be thinking, wait, do I even have to stop? You know, if you've been having a great microdosing experience, you've been doing it 2 or 3 times a week, for what reason do you need to stop? Well, we'll talk about a couple of those reasons in today's video. The first reason is because it's really important to reassess your baseline. So let's say you're going into a microdosing protocol. You've decided that you're going to microdose 2 to 3 times per week for a period of a month. You go through with that microdosing protocol, and at the end of that first month, it's really great to just take a couple weeks off, to take a step back, and to assess how have things changed, if they have at all, over the last month or so. Do I feel like I have more energy? Do I feel more present? Is it easier for me to focus on creative tasks? You know, just do some sort of journaling and some sort of self-reflection to have a good understanding of how has microdosing impacted. The reason we want to do this is, one, because we don't have a lot of long-term data on microdosing. So if you're doing it consistently, we want to make sure that it's having some sort of beneficial effect. There's no need to continue microdosing if things are getting worse or just staying the same. And that's the other thing why it's good to have a period of assessment, is because if things are just staying the same or getting worse, you want to understand, am I doing something wrong? Could something be changed or adjusted with my microdosing protocol so that it can actually have a positive and beneficial effect on my routine or on my sense of well-being, whatever it is that you're microdosing for. Because by and large, microdosing is a positive and beneficial experience. A lot of people who either don't experience any benefits from microdosing, don't experience any effects from microdosing, likely aren't doing it correct. And that's why we started the third wave, because we want to provide hands-on resources and education, including our course and coaching, for those people who want to better understand how they can leverage microdosing for productivity, creativity, healing, and general transformation. So again, when is a good time to stop microdosing? For your first microdosing protocol, do it for 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, however long that you decide is best for you. But at some point, take time off, take a couple weeks off or a month off, reset, recalibrate, have a clear understanding of how microdosing has impacted you. And then from that new baseline, you can either start a second microdosing protocol, you can do a high dose of a psychedelic, or you might decide that microdosing is not for you and you decide to eliminate it completely. One more thing to consider if you are wondering when to stop microdosing is the specific substance that you're doing. So if you've tried microdosing with LSD and it was great for you and it worked really well, then you might decide that you want to continue with microdosing LSD. But let's say you were microdosing with LSD and you noticed that it made you more anxious, or that you started to have some insomnia, or that you started to have, whatever negative or neutral effect. Maybe microdosing mushrooms is something that's better for you. And that's also why it's good to just stop microdosing after the first month or 2, so you can take that new baseline and you can decide, do I want to continue microdosing with this specific substance? Or is it better to microdose with something like mushrooms or, any other plant medicine that you might decide to attempt a microdosing protocol with? So if you're interested in doing a deeper dive into the particulars around microdosing, whether that's microdosing with LSD or microdosing mushrooms, or even something like microdosing ayahuasca, go to thethirdwave.co. We have a number of free guides that you can get on how to microdose effectively. And we also have a course that you can enroll in if you really want to make this an integral part of your routine. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to stay up to date on the third wave of psychedelics, subscribe to this channel and visit thethirdwave.co, where you'll find plenty of free resources on intentional and responsible psychedelic use.